Hello and welcome to KickTalk Reboot. It was the big kick-off of the McBookie.com league season in the West of Scotland Juniors, and we were at one of the matches of the day in the Premiership as Largs Thistle travelled to Rob Roy, and it really was a barnstormer of a clash. But first it's on to the league results. McBookie.com Super Premier Division. Arthley 0, Auchinleck 4, Beath 2, Cumnock 0, Glenafton 1, Pollock 0, Hulford 2, Cowinning 0, Robroy 3, Largs 2, Troon 3, Kilbirnie 1. Super First Division. Blantyre 3, Cumbernauld 3, Oven Meadow 1, Clydebank 2, Kilsyth 2, Shettleston 2, Petershill 6, Mayhill 0, Rillegan 3, Renfrew 1, Shotts 1, Govan 3, Yoker 2, Oven 2. Ayrshire District League. Anbank 3, Winton 4, Craigmack 5, Saltcoats 3, Dalry 4, Kello 5, Darvel 1, Whitlet 6, Luga 0, Ardeer 7, Maple 3, Muirkirk 2. Central District First Division. Bellshill 2, Rossvale 3, Greenock 1, Wishaw 0, Johnstonborough 3, Benbub 1, Lesmahago 2, Cambuslang 3, Neilston 3, Forth Wanderers 1, St Rochs 4, Vale of Clyde 0, Thornywood 1, Larkhall 2. Central District Second Division. Ashfield 1, East Kilbride 1, Carluke 4, Glasgow Perthshire 2, Dunnipace 2, Vale of Leven 2, Lanark 4, Newmains United 1, Royal Albert 1, Port Glasgow 4, St Anthony's 2, Gatcairn 0. I was at Guy's Meadow Park, where the score was Kirkintilloch Rob Roy 3, Largs Thistle 2, and 10 men Rob Roy secured an opening day victory after a dramatic comeback against Largs Thistle as the league returned with a bang, as golden black ticker tape exploded in the air to mark Thistle's return to the top flight. The Largs supporters were intent on having some fun at the start of this match, and the match sure burst into life from the word go. Kevin Watt had an early sight of goal for the home side as he was played through the centre, but Largs keeper Ross Lundy was off his line quickly to spread himself. The ever dangerous Willie Sawyers could not direct his head on target at the left post after a deep cross from the right, but Largs were making inroads too. James Marks and Robert Love engineering some good runs, and it was midfielder Gary Fleming who had the best chance in the early exchanges, hitting the post from 20 yards out. A vicious deflected free kick from Rabs flew just over the bar, while Thistle went close with Nicky Jimison heading over from Matt Bennett's free kick. Love's well-directed header from across the right then had to be headed just off the line as the Largs were getting close. But Rob Roy was still very dangerous from set pieces. In 42 minutes, Lundy got down well to beat Sean Fraser's curling drive, and 2 minutes later, Rob Roy took the lead. It was a corner kick which came swirling into the box. Buchanan crashed an effort off the crossbar. Sawyers made certain with the rebound at the left post. It seemed that Kirkintilloch were going into half-time with that 1-0 lead intact, but the ref awarded a penalty right at the death at 47 minutes for an infringement he spotted in the box, and James Marks knocked the ball home from the spot. So 1 each, and Thistle got the second half underway and took the lead with only minutes on the clock. Love cleverly getting the better of a defender after a lofted ball into the box from Kieran Friel, and Love's classy outstretched volley beat Rabs keeper McKinvin. It was a spectacular effort from the ex-Talbot man. Rob Roy started to chase the game, but Thistle were powering forward in the break and had chances to score again. Mark's glancing header from Laurie McMaster's free kick was saved, and Jimison headed wide from Bennett's free kick. Rob Roy's Fraser was then sent packing with a straight red card. There had been some meaty challenges going in, and Largs nearly capitalised right away. Marks down the right hand side, cutting at the byline, managed to beat a player, queued up Love who didn't connect, but Bennett came rushing in. He managed to beat a man too, but his diagonal effort was saved by McKinvin's feet. So the Kirkcaldy side were down to 10 men and they were trying to really push back into this game, and they managed to get a second penalty of the game. It was Friels who was adjudged to have brought down Sawyers, and Gavin Mackay's scuffed penalty shot just managed to beat Largs keeper Lundy. So into the last 10 minutes, and Rob Roy was searching for a winner, and it came from another corner kick. Sub Gary McManaman forced home a header to the top right hand corner, and it was 3-2. Largs were trying to prise open the Kirkcaldy defence, but there was to be no last minute goals.
With Stuart Maxwell after Rob Roy's 3-2 win over Largs, a rollercoaster game.
Yeah, Callum, I didn't think we started great. I thought we had a lot of possession without actually creating. I thought the final third we were poor, and Largs came into the game a wee bit. We're quite a direct, sort of strong team, and I said that. I was saying that on the bench. I said we need to show a wee bit more going forward, clinical, and obviously we scored. We had a lot of set plays in the first half. I thought a lot of corners, a lot of free kicks. Eventually we got one off it right on half time, which, you know yourselves, a hammer blow to a team. But went up the park, and a hotly disputed penalty. I mean, for me, the Largs players didn't claim for it. Our players were shocked, and he gave it in the 47th minute, and there was no foul, no injuries in the first half. So, a bit disappointed going at 1-0, especially scoring on us full half time. And then start the second half, it was pretty as you were, and obviously silly for Sean getting involved and getting sent off, but it seemed to spark us into life. We went 2-1 down. I thought we went 2-1 down. Thought we were a better team. I thought we looked dangerous. We got a penalty. I didn't think it was a penalty, to be honest, but I just feel at this level that referees do that, they even things up, and so probably status quo and two hotly disputed penalties. But after that, I thought we looked very dangerous. I thought we created. I thought we looked like a team that was going to score. But obviously, you've got to take a gamble when you're down to 10 men, because we're trying to win the game. And we got the goal, and then we've seen the outcomes of it. I was really impressed with the boys' character. I thought we'd never say die, and I say we've got good forward going players, but sometimes it takes a bit of adversity to strike you up and get you into the game, sort of thing. Yeah. And I thought I was going down to 10 men, it sort of just put the light switch on, and like I say, we thoroughly deserved it at the end, but Largs will be disappointed that they didn't hold on to a 2-1 lead when we were down to 10 men.
At any point were you concerned, or do you think?
Well, to be fair, I mean, the way it's worked for us the last few weeks, Callum, we've been doing that. We've been making it hard for ourselves, and we've done it Wednesday night against Clydebank, we've done it against Kilsyth. So yeah, you're always concerned, but I always feel like the boys have got the character to go and do that, and they proved it again today. But again, as I said to them at the end of the game, you can't keep doing that, because eventually it'll bite you in the face, and you'll get caught out. But you can't fault them for effort.
You'll be happy with your set play, maybe, in terms of you didn't maybe create enough maybe from open play, or how do you feel about that?
I thought down the wings. I thought we were dangerous. I thought Largs worked really hard. They've obviously done their homework. We've got two decent wide men, and they doubled up in the wide men and tried to make it difficult, which was always going to be hard. But I thought our set plays were dangerous. We ended up scoring 2 off of 2 corners. But no, you're right. I think Largs made it very difficult, and they worked really hard for the manager.
So in terms of obviously last season Rob Roy did really well. You were at the top of this table at one point as well. What's the hopes and aspirations for this season?
Well, to be honest, Callum, where we're at just now, the budget's not great. You know, it's a tough league when you're going in against quality sides that are well structured, well financed, well supported. But it's still ground sharing and obviously not having a base. It's just probably just survival just now, just to try and get ourselves back to the ground, and then we can reevaluate it and get a bit of money behind us. But to be fair, it's been terrific for the boys and the supporters, because we're punching in with the big boys and we've not got a base and money's a bit tight. So just realistically, just survival for us again.
Sure, okay. Right, congratulations, Steve.
Thanks
all the best.
Cheers.
Right. With Thistle coach Drew Walsh, after a rollercoaster match, 3-2 defeat, what was your assessment of the game?
I think overall, we're frustrated. I don't think anybody that was at the game would suggest that we didn't deserve to come away with at least a point, but we're walking away with nothing, you know. Again, it's a wee bit of the kind of the things that we talk about at training. It's a wee bit frustrating in terms of we more than matched them. We deserved to get something out of the game. We defended well, and that's probably the most frustrating thing. We actually defended really, really well against a side that had 3 or 4 individuals that were top quality that could actually hurt teams, and then we just kind of turned off a wee bit just at certain points. You know, at 2-1 up, we should have put the game to bed. We had 3 or 4 gilt-edged chances. We missed them. and that gives the other team the incentive. We actually played better against 11 men than when we did when they went down to 10. But it's probably the biggest learning these players will get. Myself, Brian and Arnie talk about the importance of concentrating. Well, they've learned a wee bit of a lesson today, I think.
In terms of Rob Roy were ruthless really in the end, but they managed to come away with all 3 points. That shows you how brutal this league is.
I think the league way out was probably more brutal in terms of qualification, the difference between the top and bottom, but certainly we're kind of assessing us, we're looking at us rather than Rob Roy, and yet we acknowledge that they spend a lot of money, and we acknowledge that they are, they've got several players that are decent, but maybe picking up, a guy scoring a header free within the 6-yard box, isn't good enough, Callum, and that's the wee bit where it's about concentration, it's about the desire to, match up early and stop them scoring. But at that point, the referee gave away a soft penalty to make it 2 each. We think it was a foul against Craig, but the referee's given a penalty. That's brought them back in the game. It's gave them a lift. We had a couple of wee sniffs. We should have buried it. It's a lesson. Yeah. It's a lesson. It's not a lesson for myself, Brian and Arnie, as I said. It's a lesson for the players.
Particularly maybe the younger ones as well, because it shows you, this is maybe their first taste of Premier experience today.
Yep.
In terms of it was a topsy-turvy kind of game in many respects, and the 3 goals around about the half-time mark as well, so that changed things, and obviously going 2-1 up. Largs had a measure of control because Rob Roy were throwing everything into attack, and that meant there was more space at the back for us, and maybe that's where the feeling is that maybe we weren't ruthless enough up front.
It's a classic scenario that automatically you look when you lose a couple of cheap goals, you automatically look at the defence, but the reality is we missed a couple of chances up front, and again it's back to that scenario where it's really, really important as a unit, as a team, we actually work together, and we win or lose as a team. We've always argued that. We won't single out individuals or situations that could have been handled better, but we certainly need to learn for some of the situations that are hurting us.
Do you think there was? Rob Roy were very physical today in the way they play. Do you feel Largs matched that?
I didn't feel at any point we were inferior. I didn't feel at any point we were getting outworked. I didn't feel at any point that they were passing us to death. I thought, as I said, they 2 or 3 players that were really pleasing in the eye, but I think we coped quite well with them. I think young Laurie at left back come in, and that's probably the best player he's played against. And the first 10 minutes he must have been saying, "Who's this guy?" But he stuck with his task. He defended really, really well, and latterly he was actually getting forward. And we sometimes overestimate the opposition, because as a unit and as a team, when we do the things right, we're actually really, really good. I'm not giving any plaudits to Rob Roy, if I'm being honest. I don't think they were any better than us. In fact, I'm convinced they weren't any better than us. I think, as I say, referee decisions sometimes change games. We didn't defend as well as we probably could have, but were we inferior to Rob Roy? No.
And lastly, obviously, Halford at home next week, so it's really all guns blazing towards that now, isn't it?
Yep. Again, the games I'm looking forward to them. Hurlford they're a side that again spend a lot of money. Their coach Dan Henderson's he's a good player in his day, and he's really got a well-disciplined team who play well. They're a decent side, so it's yet another game where we're looking to get in, work hard, close them down, stop them playing, and see what we can get. Because I'm convinced that our forwards will score goals. And that's the essence of this league. Can we keep them out, and can we score enough at the top end?
Commiserations today, Drew. Okay, thanks.
With James Marks after a disappointing 3-2 defeat. Largs gave a lot into that game. You put a lot into that game. You were disappointed to come away with nothing.
Yeah, like you said, we put a lot into the game. Me, the players and the management, we felt like it's 3 points lost, because we felt we created enough chances. We've just not took our chances, and the opportunities that came to us, we've not took them. So we're really, really disappointed in that perspective.
You got the penalty right on half time, which was can really put Largs back in the game.
Yeah, I think we're a penalty kick. Going in at half time 1 each, we got a lot of confidence from that going into the second half, but like I said, we just couldn't take our chances that we created in the second half. So that's what's killed us basically. not take my chances.
In terms of there was a lot of action though, wasn't there, in terms of that after Largs went 2-1. That was a great goal from Robert Love, and then like you say, you played a lot in terms of setting up chances as well.
Yeah, well, I thought Lovey's goal was fantastic. I thought he battled to get on to the end of the finish. So I think if he's missed it, I think the referee might have called it back for a penalty kick, to be honest with you. But yeah, he's done well. He's come in, scored a few goals, so that's always good. Like I said, we just have to stop conceding corner kicks. Basically, that's what the management's drumming into us every week. Set pieces, corner kicks, these kind of dead ball situations. We should be dealing with it better.
You've been Largs has got a fair smashing of players throughout the team with Premier experience, you being one of them. It was a kind of a real roller coaster game today, wasn't it, in terms of the highs and the lows?
No, definitely. We have a few boys that's played in the Premier League before. We've got a lot of young, hungry boys that wants to succeed in the Premier League. But like I say, just them thin lines, isn't it? Them thin margins. But just shows you we're a team that's came up and we're disappointed by walking away today without the 3 points. So that just shows you how determined we are to succeed in this league. So I'm sure next week and the weeks after you'll see better performances.
And this at home next week's a chance to get the first home game in the 3G this season as well.
Yeah,
Halford.
Hurlford, it'll be a tough game, but it's a game that we're confident going in. If we play the way we can play, create the chances that we can play, great. We know we've got the players in a team that can hurt Hurlford. So we'll just roll our sleeves up, train hard Monday, Wednesday, and we'll go again next week.
Okay, James. Thanks very much.
Very
Cheers.
And now we go round the junior football grounds. In the McBookie Premier, Scottish Cup holders Beath beat 9 Men Cumnock 2-0 at Bellsdale Park. Callum Watt scoring after only 10 seconds. Kenny McLean made it 2 before Anson and Lundy were sent off for the visitors. Scottish Cup finalist Pollock lost out 1-0 at Glenafton. Ali Park scoring the only goal of the game in 19 minutes. Troon won the All Ayrshire clash with Kilbunny 3-1. Goals from Nisbet, Moore and Robertson. McTernan replying for Leeds side. And a familiar sight, even though it's only 1 week into the season. Guess who's top of the league? Auchinleck Talbot won 4-0 at Athley. Pope, Milliken and Pula were among the scorers, as well as an OG. And Halford United, they scored after only 3 minutes with a Gemmell penalty strike as they Downco winning 2-0. McComb adding the second for the Blair Park side. Into the McBookie First Division, Clydebank triumphed at Oven Meadow in the match of the day. Lydon and Burbage the goal scorers for the Bankies, the latter coming in the 86th minute. Ben Carson had levelled from the spot for Meadow. Their cause wasn't helped by Ryan Begley seeing red late in the game. Meadow co-manager Gareth Turner said gutted for the lads. It was a great effort today. Played some great stuff, but it just wasn't to be. Oven Vics had a share of the spoils at Yoka, Adam and Longayre on the score sheet in a 2-2 draw. But it's Petershill who lead the First Division. They hit Maryhill for 6, Castles capturing a hat-trick and Crens notched a double, Hardy also scoring. And there was incredible 43 goals scored in the Ayrshire District League with some incredible stories coming out. Defences certainly weren't on top, but Winton won 4-3 at Ambank. Sean Fuld scored for the Bankies. After only a minute, Kenny Monroe then scored twice for Winton. Liam Caddis and Ryan Caddis rounding off the scoring for the Rovers. Craig Mack came back from 2-0 and 3-1 down to down Saltcoats Vics. Robbie Graham, who signed this week from Ayr, scored twice to make it 3-0 for Craig Mark, and their captain Dyer made it 5-3. But they were not the comeback kings of the day. That accolade went to Kello. But you've got to feel sorry for Archdeacon Vidorai, scoring a hat-trick but being on the losing side. The Kirkconnell side had goal scorers Hill, Ramage, Miller and a double from Caldwell to thank for their outstanding win. Full credit really must go to Kello. They were 4-0 down with only 17 minutes to go. So new Rovers boss Ross Wilson, he'll be delighted with that. So that's it for a busy Kick Talk reboot this week. Thanks for joining us and goodbye.